If you're a woman, are you waiting around for a man to make you feel safe to express how you feel? If you are, you need to stop doing that. You need to stop waiting. What is more disempowering as a mindset than feeling like you need to be waiting around for a man to make you feel safe to express who you are, to express how you feel? That's really disempowering. You know, what's truly empowering is learning to feel like make yourself feel safe expressing who you are. You be your own safe space. You learn to become completely confident in expressing who you are and what you feel, regardless of whether you have a man that's able to provide that feeling of safety, right? You don't need that. And I think we have such a backwards mentality in our society where what feminine empowerment is learning to become really assertive and learning to say no and learning to like set all these boundaries and assert what you need and tell a man what to do. How is that empowering? How is it empowering to have to drain yourself by operating through your masculine programming to get what you need and get what you want? That's not empowering. There's nothing empowering about that. Real empowerment as a woman, as a feminine woman, is being able to be completely confident in your feminine self and express your feminine self, regardless of whether a man is making you feel safe to do that or not, because you have made yourself feel safe. That's what real empowerment is. And a woman that's able to do that, who's become really confident in expressing her feelings, she's able to give such an incredible gift. Like, what an amazing gift it is to, as a man, to receive a woman who's able to just express how she feels. And by expressing how she feels, like, I just want to clarify, sharing feelings is not like telling a man what you think. It's not being critical of him. It's not blaming him for things. It's not being very emotional when you're telling him things, like when you're really angry or whatever. That's not sharing your feelings. Okay, sharing your feelings is saying, like, I feel really angry right now because of whatever you did. I feel really lonely because we haven't spent much time together. I feel really sad. I feel unappreciated right now because of whatever, right? That's expressing your feelings. And women are so conditioned to, not all women, but a lot of women are so conditioned to not go there and not really express in that way, and instead express their feelings in some very indirect way that actually men don't want to hear, right? Men don't want to be criticized. They don't want to be led around. They don't want to be blamed for things. And those aren't sharing your feelings. Sharing your feelings is actually telling a man how you feel. And it's scary to do that. It's really, really scary to do that because you're showing a man what's in your heart. You're putting it out for him and risking a lot of rejection, risking a lot of judgment, risking a bad reaction in some way, risking the possibility that it might hurt him. And so a lot of women, I think, believe that expressing yourself in this way is some kind of huge burden for a man, right? And that's why women often express their feelings in some other way without actually expressing their feelings. And you know what? It is a burden for some men to hear a woman's feelings. It's a burden for narcissists. It's a burden for sociopaths. It's a burden for psychopaths. It's a burden for little boys who haven't learned how to be men yet. It's a burden for men who haven't learned to deal with their own feelings and are looking for mommy. But it is not a burden for a devoted masculine man, which is the only type of man that you should uh, believe you deserve. You don't deserve less than that. You deserve a man, a real man who actually is interested in seeing and hearing and experiencing what's in your heart. Like, what is a more beautiful gift that a woman could give a man than showing him how you feel and being completely vulnerable and open in that way? Like, that is the most beautiful thing that a woman could ever give a man. Like, that's such an amazing gift. That's what I want from my wife, as much as possible, to hear that. It's amazing. It's beautiful. And it's just such a tragedy, like, it's actually making me sad. It's a tragedy that women are conditioned to believe that that's not a gift. It is. It's such a beautiful gift. Um and and it's about time that you recognize it and that you realize it and that you believe that that gift has real value, because it does. For a devoted man, that gift has so much value to him. That's what we need to hear. We need to experience. We want to feel that feminine energy, and it makes us feel so much more masculine. It feels like, wow, a woman can trust me with her heart in this way. This is I feel so respected. I feel so trusted. I feel so like masculine and powerful that I've been given this. Like, thank you. And and that's why women, you can't just wait around for a man to make you feel safe to do this. You need to make yourself feel safe. And the way that you do that is by, even when you feel really uncomfortable, you feel scared to share that part of yourself, to be vulnerable, you just do it anyway. You feel that fear and you do it anyway. And then you do it over again and you do it over again. And no matter what the outcome is, it doesn't matter if you're dating a guy. It doesn't matter if you're in a relationship with a guy. Don't wait around for something. Don't wait till you're committed to a guy and he's trapped now and now you can share your feelings. No, you should be doing it right away. You should be doing it right away. And because that's who you are. And you just keep on doing it until you feel really comfortable and safe expressing that amazing, beautiful part of yourself. And I'm going to share part of my journey as a man. So, I do feel somewhat comfortable expressing my feelings as a man, but that's not really the most important journey for a man, to express his most vulnerable self. If he can do that, awesome. And I've done that. I've done that with my wife. It's really hard. So women, I know what a difficult thing that is to do. Um, but for a man, the way that he makes himself feel vulnerable as a masculine, as holding the masculine polarity, it's not to express his feelings in that way. It's not to say, like, I feel really sad right now or really scared right now or whatever. It's it's leading. It is taking the risk of rejection and judgment and all those things, by leading and not knowing how a woman is going to respond, right? And this is both in a relationship. It's for dating. It's for when you're first meeting a woman for the first time. And and it is putting your heart out there, right? Because by leading, you are expressing what you need from a woman and hoping that she's going to submit to that leadership, right? It's just a different way of being vulnerable. It's masculine vulnerability. And the way that I learned how to do this, I used to be so scared of women and so terrified of rejection. And eventually, when I decided to really get this handled, I started going out every day and meeting women and just going out there and trying to introduce myself to them and telling them what I think and what I feel. Um, and then trying to lead them in, getting their number and going on a date with them and etc. And so, when I would do this, I didn't like you know, lame, pathetic, manipulative lines to try to get a girl to like me. I didn't like how that felt. So what I wanted to do, I wanted to be really direct and tell a woman exactly why I'm there and why I'm talking to her. So, I would go up to a woman, in a club or like in the middle of a sidewalk, or in a coffee shop, whatever. And I'd say like, "Hey, I just think you're so beautiful. I just really wanted to meet you." And for a man, that's really showing a lot of vulnerability, right? Like I am taking a huge risk by doing that. I am putting myself on the line and expressing how I feel and why I'm there and opening up myself to a huge possibility of rejection, right? But that's what just felt so good for me. I just felt so much like this is who I am. This is what's in my heart. I want to express to you how beautiful I think you are, or how amazing your energy is, or like I just felt this really strong connection to you, or whatever it was. And I just had this compelled feeling of like, I want to give this to you. I want to give this to you as my gift to you. And you do whatever you want with my heart. If you want to rip it apart, if you want to throw it in the garbage, well, that's up to you. But if you want to love this gift, this offering that I've given you, well, amazing. Maybe there can we can create something between us. But that was me being vulnerable, right? But the key was I didn't know how she was going to respond. I wasn't waiting for her as a woman to make me feel safe as a man. I don't need someone, and I don't, well, I ideally want someone to make me feel safe, but I don't need that. I need to be the one that takes charge and just does it anyway. I feel the fear and I'm going to do it anyway. And the reason I became so confident in doing that, I've done that, said those direct kind of things to women thousands and thousands of times, and I've gotten rejected thousands and thousands of times, and I've also gotten thousands and thousands of really good reactions too. But it was the process of doing that over and over and over again, getting both the good and the bad experiences, that eventually made me feel really confident in that part of myself, expressing that part of myself. And it was never an act. It was never about like faking it until I make it. I don't believe in faking myself in some way, because then if I just do that 1,000 times, all I'm going to become good at and comfortable with is being a fake version of myself. So I call it faith it until you make it. I'm operating on faith. I don't have that trust yet, that a woman's going to respond well to my leadership. I have no idea. I just hope that she is. So I'm going to act on faith that she's going to respond well. So I'm giving my best self, um, my most free, confident self, and fully putting myself out there on the line. And then she does whatever she wants with my gift. And the more I did that, the more confident I just became in myself and my self-expression, to be like, okay, I'm just gonna do it anyway. I don't know how she's gonna react. I'm doing it. And it's the same thing for a woman, right? You don't have that trust yet with a man to really hold your feelings and not judge them and not discard them, and just treat them as the amazing gift that they are. But you just have to operate on faith. Stop waiting around. That's a disempowering mindset. You're never going to get what you want if you just keep waiting, and you just do it. You just express that amazing gift. Um, and you do it over and over and over again until you really don't care that much anymore how that gift is received. It's just, here's a Christmas present. You do whatever you want with it. This is me. You either like it or you don't. And what that's going to do is one of two things. If you're in a relationship already, that's going to really either inspire a man to become his most masculine self for you and really hold those emotions, and recognize what an incredible gift that you're actually giving him, and he'll just become increasingly devoted to your feelings and care about your feelings and want to make you happy. or it's going to, you know, really push some men away. The immature men that don't know how to deal with that, it'll push them away. And both of those outcomes are good, right? That it's a good thing because either way you are being who you want, and some men are not right for you. And if a man isn't able to hold those feelings and accept that part of you and love that part of you and cherish that part of you and see that part of you as a gift, screw him. Why are you with him? You shouldn't be with him. He's a piece of crap. Find someone that like truly recognizes what you're worth and what your feelings are worth, because and recognizes that you're giving him a gift. Um, and by doing that, going through that process, you'll start to realize that those feelings are a gift. You give them over and over again, and you'll start to realize, yeah, I do deserve a man who really loves those feelings and sees these feelings as the gift that I believe they are, right? And then you start really developing standards. And when you start developing standards, say you're single and you develop standards, you're going to be attracting those men into your life who really value who you are and value your feelings and want those feelings as a gift. And you'll push away all the men who aren't ready for that. And that's how you develop your masculine programming, right? You don't develop your masculine programming by becoming more of a man. That's not attractive. That's not who you are. You develop your masculine side by becoming completely confident in expressing through your feminine and recognizing that you deserve the best from men. You deserve a man who appreciates your gifts as much as you do. You develop that self-worth. And a woman who's done that and really recognizes that she deserves that from a man, that's a really beautiful thing. That is such a beautiful thing, and that's going to really inspire those devoted men to seek you out and love that. What is better for a devoted masculine man than a confident feminine woman who knows how to be really feminine and isn't just waiting around for a man to make her feel comfortable. She's already comfortable in her own skin. She's already comfortable expressing herself, her best feminine self. If you can become that person, that woman, that feminine woman for a man, you're going to be very highly sought after by the right kind of men. And you're going to inspire more men to become the right kind of man for you. So that is your challenge. If you're scared of expressing your feelings, if you haven't built that trust with a man, learn how to build that trust for yourself and just do it anyway. Push through the fear. And that's how your life's going to change.